Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and this is 5 titanium frame lock knives. Now, these knives are all going to be just raw titanium. Now, this one is, and they're all going to be around the medium size, around 3.25 inch blades. Now, this is the Tuya Envy 2. There's the Tuya Envy 1, which they only made 100 knives of. The Tuya Envy 2, which is the titanium drop point version. Then they have this exact version with a cross-cut carbon fiber, I think in 2 different colors, so it's a liner lock version. Now this one has an M390 dual ground blade, so we have a hollow ground section here. Then we have a flat grind section here that's a little bit more robust, so the tip is going to be very durable. The ergos are amazing on this. The action is insane. One, the flipper tab is very, very comfortable. The detent is extremely well tuned. It feels even more higher end than it is. And this is not a cheap knife, but it feels like it's more expensive than it is. I love the milling in the titanium. And I like this raw look. Now, these can be anodized and things like that. And they actually have a version that comes with black hardware. I love this gray titanium because this is titanium hardware. So all these things can be anodized. And yeah, I really, really like this knife. This is one of my most recommended knives in the 200, price range. The action is just insane. It is on ceramic caged bearings. It is false shut action. The clip works fantastic. In and out of the pocket works so good. And, like I said, the ergos just melt in your hand. It's a fantastic slicer and just a very useful knife overall. It's not going to be the best utility cutter, but it is a great knife. Next, the Wii Spree. Now, the Wii Spree is a Ray Laconico design, and Ray Laconico likes these neutral looking knives, just very useful, simple designs. And that's what I love about it. Now we have basically a spear point blade that is flat ground, nice and slicey, beautiful satin finish. Then we have an orange peeled, oh yeah, this is 20 CV, by the way, 20 CV steel. Then we have an orange peeled titanium frame lock. Now, this orange peel is going to protect it from scratches. This is not going to be something that's easy to scratch. It'll be very durable. Great in the hand, nice and comfortable, and it has multiple deployments. So we have the thumb studs, which you can reverse flick or thumb flick, and then you have the top flipper. They are both very easy to use. It is on ceramic caged bearings, so it's very smooth on the drop. And then we have a titanium spring clip that is inset. This clip works really good in and out of the pocket. Like I said, the action is so good on this, and it is simple, but it works, and it works so good. Now, this one you can do great utility cuts with, and the scales are kind of contoured, so it's very comfortable in the hand. So if you get those real hard duty push cuts, it'll be still very comfortable, and it is pretty slicey, so it should cut just about anything you throw at it. This front flipper is very easy to use, very fidgety, and it's not a cheap knife, but it is a very well-made knife. Now, this next one is a little bit more affordable. We have the Asher Spyro in titanium. So the original Asher Spyro came with a G10 liner lock version. Now, this is the titanium frame lock version, S35 VN blade steel, and this is under $100. Under $100. Now, I love, again, just like the other ones, the raw metal look. We have the S35 VN stone-washed blade that is a flat ground blade, and it is a nice thin blade stock, by the way. Then the handle is also a nice stone wash, and it is right and left-handed, so you can flip this clip over to this side, take this little plate, and move it over here. The action and detent, very well tuned. I love the sound of this thing. Very mechanical sound. Great in the hand. Nice ergos. Nice and slicey blade. It's not the thinnest behind the edge, but the blade stock is nice and thin, so it does pass through materials really nicely. Now, the access to the lock bar, very nice. You can see it poking out just that little bit. That makes it very easy to disengage, and it is on ceramic caged bearings, so it drops really smooth. The spiral also comes with nice big thumb studs. So the thumb studs are very easy to deploy. I do have a full review of this one coming up pretty soon. And the deep carry clip does work very well. And I can feel it in my hand, but it's not like really uncomfortable or anything. And it's a solid built knife. It's a knife that I've been like just wanting to carry. You know, it's a knife that's hard to take out of the pocket. Steel lock bar insert, so you do have steel on steel contact. Very, very solid build. Fantastic detent. And this backspacer right here is a G10 backspacer. I think there's a couple options for the backspacer. I'm not sure. But since this one's raw G10, you can actually you can dye this whatever color you want, unless if you get it with a color already put on there. I think they only have black and then raw G10, but you can dye it whatever color you want. Purple, brown, black, pink, whatever you want. Next, the Quiet Carry Waypoint. Now, this knife is completely rust proof, completely stain proof. So you can basically use this for anything you want, and you don't have to really worry about it rusting. Now, I guess it's not rust proof. It's very, very corrosion resistant. This is a Van super clean steel. It is an incredible steel. It is a very expensive steel, but it's incredible. It takes a very sharp edge. It stays sharp for a very long time, and you don't have to worry about it rusting or corroding. Now, this one has a nice deep hollow ground finish, satin finish. And it is very slicey, very thin blade. I love the clip point blade shape. Now the handle, it is a liner lock. So we have titanium on the outside, and then we have LC200N liners. That's incredible. Now that same steel that's used for the liners is in many cases used for a blade steel. So, and it's considered a blade steel that you can do, you know, corrosive things with, because it doesn't, you know, it's not likely to rust because it's just so corrosion resistant. Now, it is on washers, so we have a liner lock. You can disengage it. Very smooth. It does, you know, you do have to break it in, but it is on washers, and it is on thumb studs, so the thumb stud action is really snappy. But it's not on bearings, so it's not that kind of knife. Now, after it breaks it in, it is very smooth. And this also comes in another version with a black, oops, sorry for hitting the camera. It comes with a black handle, so it has more of a, how can I say it? I don't know, more of a CEO style look, or, you know, executive look, I guess you could say. Yeah, executive look, kind of the suit and tie look. Now, this clip is reversible. And this clip works amazing. This is marine grade stainless steel, and it works really good, but this knife is so light and compact that, you know, you don't even know you have a knife on you, and then bang, you got a full-size knife. Very thin, compact, and the backspacer is also titanium, and the hardware is titanium. Or no, wait, I think, yeah, the hardware I believe is titanium. It might be marine grade stainless steel. I'm not positive on the hardware, but either way, it's not going to rust on you. So awesome, awesome knife. Let's get to the next one. Now, the last knife is the TWOSUN TS240. Now, as much as this knife is not my style, this knife is amazing. It truly is in so many ways. One, we do have a titanium frame lock that does have some nice milling lines and is very unique looking in that way. But the detent is so well tuned on this. I cannot fail this, and I can almost fail every knife. If I pull down on that flipper tab, it's flipping no matter what. Then you have the reverse flick, because we have this hole that's also so well tuned. You can also thumb flick it. Nice and comfortable in the hand, even if you go up to the choil. We have a clip point Bowie style flat ground blade in 14C 28N, nice and slicey and also robust at the same time. It's not going to be much for utility cuts, but for slicing or skinning or anything like that, it's going to be fantastic. For regular push cuts and, you know, cardboard and things like that, it'll be just fine. Access to the lock bar, you do have access, so very, very smooth on the ceramic caged bearings. Very, very false shut action. The detent is just insanely good. Nice milled titanium pocket clip that does work really good. Titanium backspacer. The holes right here for the reverse flick are nice and deep, so they're very easy to use. This is a night morning design, and we have internal stop pen. So that is going to help add to side strength while also being very rock solid up and down. The detent is so well tuned on this. It's amazing how well tuned they got this. It almost feels like a detent nub instead of a detent ball because of how hard it kicks when it opens up. Now, the 14C28N does take fingerprints on their satin finish. I would prefer it if it was a stone washed, but it does still look pretty good, especially, you know, just like the look of the knife. I start liking it more and more and more and more the more I look at it. You know, some knives grow on you, you know, but just looking at it in pictures, I never would have thought I'd like this knife as much as I do. You know, it's just one of those knives. And especially after really messing with it, you just learn to appreciate it more and more. So there you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.